It's very important to learn to switch into things fast. As a DJ, with all this craziness, traveling and blah, blah, I think it's a mindset of having fun, you know? I love music, I love my job, I love traveling, and it's really hard often not to sleep, and I'm so tired and sad also. It makes also sad. But then I play the first tracks mixing together, I see the crowd and I say, oh, thanks that I'm here, let's go, and I go. If I play in a room and I feel this is a crowd maybe not really exactly for my music, of course I'm disappointed first, but then I tell myself, I'm gonna get you. It takes maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and mostly it works out. It's just about your own confidence, feeling confident with my sound and trying to play them into my sound. I think music is a very playful instrument. Even, you know, sometimes if I listen to DJ, I really don't like the music, but how the DJ is playing it, bringing it together, it brings me like, the person makes me so high, I feel flying, because the way the DJing is mixing it together. And I think that's the key, how to catch the people with the power of music. My favorite non-techno track is one band called Libanon Nova. It's actually my live soundtrack since they exist. I mean, they don't play so long together, but it's what I listen over the years all the time at home. And I love Rosalia, because I live also in Spain half of the year, or 4 months each year. So she makes me connected to the Spanish power of flamenco and all this kind of dramas. I really adore her. And there's Dark Eddie, Disco Terrorist or something. It's a very funny track. And there's also Pascal, it's a very cool band, Dark Wave. Yeah. Try to find your own style, or a style you feel very touched. Music is sharing, so the most important thing is to share what you do. And of course, it's up what you want to do. You want to share just music, or there's a business plan. You want to be a big techno DJ. Then, of course, it's very important to learn to produce. And then you really have to work a lot. Meet other artists, work together, learning processes, or you can visit also a school, SIA. There are many ways to learn, but learning is education. Music education is a very big point. It's Perfo, 100%. He's doing also a release on Beepage. Valis is a very beautiful, amazing live performer. She's not new, I would say, but still growing, you know. I really love Ola. It's a DJ girl from Kiev. I don't know if she's in production, but she's a very good DJ. And then I like Temudo, Inox, Quasar, and Witchcraft. Yeah, there are many. Ellen is my name, an artist name, and somebody gave it to me, the barkeeper of Fish Labor. Fish Labor, the first place where I played records. And he called me Ellen because my sound sounds like in the movie, an alien movie. And I kept the name because I felt back in the days a lot like an alien when I traveled in other countries and people couldn't speak English or not German and I couldn't speak their languages. And then all these pest controls. And I said, what is that useless? Why we have these controls, pest controls, and why I have to feel like an alien because I don't speak the language, or we should feel just humans. I would love to play, I think, Jeff Mills. There's one object. It's a dinosaur. It's here. And this was one of my first gifts from my nephew. He made it by himself. And I love this dinosaur so much. It's his first art piece and he gave it to me. It's a long time ago. Now he's 33, my nephew. And then I had another object. What was it? It was, this is the altar of my life. I think mainstream we had already in the 90s with the Love Parade, May Day and other events. And as long we have boutique festivals and clubs running by the owners and not they're selling out, we are on a good way. But now it starts like that festivals are sold, you know, they take over, they own a lot of festivals, and if they own too many festivals, this is not good for the underground scene, because this is all calculation, it's all about money. And if it's about money, the culture, the music culture will die, because it's only to sell tickets, alcohol, blah, 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 having nice pictures on social media, but it's not about the music culture anymore. And the music culture, what happens mostly is in the club. The track is never finished in my case, because producing, testing in the club, testing on different monitors, going back in the studio, I change all, I don't know how many mixes I have on my hard drive. I think it's more like concentrate on the fact, did I say all what I wanted to say without starting a new story in the track? And this is what I keep in my mind. Don't start a new story, keep the story going. And don't start adding more and more, because then you start a new story. So keep on going in one new story, in one story. Don't start writing a whole book in one track. I think the flow is working with the crowd, and the crowd gives me feedback, and so it's a in-out. It's a communication between the dancers and the DJ with your eyes, with the movements in the club. So it's up to me, hands up, not hands up, eyes closed, what I want to build in that night, what is important now for those people in the crowd. The sea, synthesizers, kissing, and cooking. Yeah, it's clearly Jeff Mills, it's Robert Hood, Paula Temple, Kahan back in the days, Moody Man. Of course, I have a strong Detroit influence. Aphex Twin, of course. Before DJing, I learned some instruments, but shortly, like saxophone, I tried a little bit, piano, and just, yeah, and I played in cellars with friends, making just music for fun. And then I started DJing, and I went to the first techno clubs in Berlin, Planet, UFO Club, and everything changed. Before, I went always to WMF, listening to hip-hop. And when I went the first time to Planet, I went every fucking weekend. Every weekend, and I stayed, I don't know how many hours from the beginning to the end. I met so many amazing persons, and I felt so connected to those people because many new people I met from the East Side, a lot of queer people, just people moved to Berlin, you know, like, wow, my community changed in 1 month completely. So the lifestyle brought me to techno, I would say, the people I met. And then, of course, after a while DJing, I felt like, okay, let's produce some tracks. But it was for sure first the social environment, which really I felt like here I want to be, and I want to be a part of it for my whole life. Of course, I play in clubs, non-commercial, for little fees. Otherwise, I couldn't play there. Sleeping, first point, sleeping in my own bed, and cooking home, like eating healthy food, seeing my friends here. I have very good friends in Berlin and in Spain. And actually also producing, because I can't go so often in the studio, because my ears need to rest or something, so it's always luxury time going in the studio. I love to play vinyl in places they're safe and where I don't have to carry my records. So when I do vinylism events, for example, because it's in a record store, it's small, everything is good set up. But in clubs, I prefer USB because I have more options to build up my DJ sets. Because on USB, I have 5,000 tracks. So I really can build a journey. Also, I really love on CDJs that you can loop a lot and playing with 4 decks. There's one vocal going, one bass drum, maybe some sounds, you know. So it feels sometimes playing live. And sometimes when I'm really into the groove, then I have 4 channels up and I don't know what's going on. And this moment, it's so much pleasure, it's so much fun. This is like really like, whoo! I mean, this I can't do with vinyl. Vinyl collection is like around 8,000. I sold a lot. I think it's a passion and adventure to feel I want to travel there, I want to play here, I want to do this. I just came home, I slept in 3 days, 4 hours, and I'm sitting here doing this, yeah. And how you can do that? Because I love my job. That's it. I would say yes, because it's a kind of isolation. Creativity, it's a process which I really go deep inside and close everything around me to be creative. When I start thinking about the world outside, I can't be creative. So I learned, also when I DJ, to cut this, all the thoughts, and just go with the flow, with the music, and try to express myself. Sometimes it's like really 3 days, like each week 3 days, like maybe 4 hours. Sometimes 1 week I stop And when I feel, I do it again. Otherwise, I'm digging too much because I have already so many tracks. Sometimes also I'm digging only on my USB sticks, which I have a big collection, to bring music back. Because it doesn't mean, also for me, it's not important to play always the new music. The importance for me is creating a story from the past, the future, demos, or my own music testing, and the present. Warehouse, because the hi-hat sounds better. Oh yeah, I had some periods. I played more electro, and when I felt bored, I made big research of dark wave bands and doing edits, techno edits, and playing them, like mixing, like the genre. If you feel bored, okay, then you have to maybe play more music. You're working on a part on it, you know. For me, it's very important to produce albums because it's a storytelling thing, and also the way I'm working in a studio for a while, it's a creative process. And this is, for me, luxury time. So it's fun. It's work, but a lot of fun. I would say friends and advices from good friends or people I'm working with. I had many times very strong waves, you know, because I'm DJing so many years. So yeah, but at the end, friends helped me a lot, and also believing myself and believing in life and trying to change also negativity and positivity. Which helps me a lot when I wake up and I feel depressed. Okay, what can I do to wake up my brain and not to be depressed? You know, it's a training also, I would say. And I learned that over the years, and yeah, I'm not depressed anymore. And if the world is collapsing, the news are collapsing, it doesn't mean the world is collapsing. And the music, of course, helps me. And the music process, of course, also has a strong healing effect. How I said, like creation. Also, when I do, even if I paint something or I write lyrics or I'm making plans for the label, thinking about what can we do, I'm working with the orchestra, with the Philharmonie on things together the first time, and we are creating in this moment. It's very important to learn to switch into things fast, and this helps a lot.